Warning: due to the true nature of this content, viewer discretion is advised.
What's up, wild people? Welcome back to the channel. If you're new, my name is Alexandria Denise, and I am back on it again. It is freezing cold out here, but desperate times calls for desperate measures, y'all, and I'm doing a little something different today. Yeah, I know. I'm a bow girl through and through, but like I said, we only have a month and a half left in the season, and I have yet to down a deer. So I still got my bow with me, and anything that comes within 30 yards, I'm downing it with the bow. If it goes a little further out, I'm gonna have to take it with the gun. I hope that something comes through and I can get it with the bow. I love the silent kill, but man, I need some meat. I need some meat. So it's a little bit out the sunrise here, and I just got settled in. So I'm on private land today. I was invited out by a friend, and I'm just gonna sit here for a little bit, see what comes through, and just chill. Literally, it is freezing out here. Bark, bark. That was nerve-wracking. I'm shaking from the adrenaline, not the cold. Oh my gosh. Like I said, I gotta relook at the footage, but it looked a little forward. Gosh, I'm really, really hoping it hit some artery or something. Man. Man. I'm gonna give it a little while. And I'm gonna go down and see if there's some blood. We'll see. There's something on the base of this tree right here. I wonder if that's blood. So, a couple of things. I'm glad to have been able to shoot that doe with my bow, but the only problem is I'm not sure how great of a shot it was. It looked like it was a little forward, but I couldn't quite tell, and I go to check my GoPro, and turns out my GoPro has been rolling for the past hour and 14 minutes, and I have 30% battery left. And on top of that, I don't know if I actually got the footage of me shooting the doe. That's the thing. So I can't replay the footage. And on top of that, it's frozen. So I have no way of checking that right now. I mean, when I shot it, boom, happening so fast, and that's usually the situations here. That's usually the situations. It happens so fast, and you just gotta act on the dime. When they first came up, I saw them. I started rolling on this camera here, but then the bigger doe moved a little too fast for me, and she kept stopping and checking up and looking up at the stand. But I mean, it's like she was smelling, but she didn't quite get spooked. So I took the opportunity to stand up as she went out that way. I was waiting on the second one to come through, and I set up for the second one to let the first one pass. But like I said, I know I had cut my GoPro off in the beginning, but it turns out I didn't. I don't know what happened there. So it's been rolling for the past hour and 14 minutes, and by the time I got ready to roll for this one, that means that I didn't catch the footage. God. Man. It's so hard to function when it's cold. You got adrenaline. And I gotta pee on top of that. Man. I'm gonna let you know what happens, though. Definitely will let you know what happened.
It is at this moment that I see the deer coming and adjust the camcorder to film. They stay off in the distance for a couple of seconds. I calculated that both animals would walk within 20 yards of my stand, so I take the opportunity to grab my bow. The first doe moves a bit too fast for me to continue filming with the camcorder, so I relied on my GoPro to capture the following event, but I unknowingly shut it off.
God, I could have sworn I cut it on. I could have sworn I cut it off, too, when I first cut it on earlier this morning. But yeah, I went down on the ground also to see if I could find any blood. I didn't find any blood at the scene where I shot it. So from my point of view, it looked like the arrow penetrated a little far forward in the shoulder. It's not ideal, but God, it's so nerve-wracking. They've been running back and forth that way. I don't know if it's the same two deer that came my way and the one that I shot, or if it's two different deer, but my hunting buddy on the other end say that I must have been on the ground because deer are just running out of the woods where he is. And I'm like, okay, well, that's good. But I'm back in the stand and have been for like 10 minutes. I didn't even go far. I was just looking around in the area where I know I last shot it, and I can't find anything. So, I mean, I really hope also for the deer's sake that it is down, because I hate for my arrow to just be stuck in it and it's suffering somewhere. And, you know, push comes to shove, I'm just gonna have to call the dogs out here to track it, or I'm gonna have to track it myself. But we're gonna wait out a couple of hours to give it some time to sit down. Whatever else, maybe it's bleeding out, maybe I hit an artery, I don't know. So we'll see. It's like blood to you, don't it? Yeah, right here. Here. That's blood. It's just a little bit, though. And for as far as we've gone. Well, we on the right path. Where did that leave you with? It's right here. Yeah, it's right here. Yeah, that's blood. So I'm gonna mark this. Look, there, more blood. A lot of blood. Oh, yes. We're getting closer. And there's some fur.
It takes us a while to start finding blood, but it slowly picks up. We would leave a marker at the last good spot in case the trail goes cold. But because of the cold, the drying blood was becoming harder to spot against the natural red tones of the forest floor.
This blood is getting a little more wet. It's really wet.
Larry? Larry? My buddy on. He's on. Dang. We got a bad call. He's on.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, he's on.
Damn. Ask him, did he see a deer?
Did you see a doe come through here? Larry? 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 Did you see a doe?
He's just standing there.
Yeah, he just...
Are you sure that's your buddy?
He's not really done.
He looking around, looking for you. Now he's looking at the ground. Do you think he found it?
I doubt it. He would have done called me, but I hit to interrupt.
He's looking at something, like he's looking for something. He's on the ground.
Myron goes closer to get Larry's attention and asks if he's seen the doe. He was a bit nervous about the ordeal, but I was determined to get answers.
Oh, he has a blind up over there. It was kind of creepy for a moment. I was like,
Damn, I hate to interrupt his hunt.
well, I mean, it's not like we doing it on purpose. I didn't even know he was back here. I wouldn't even known the blind was back here. But
This is the section he hunts, so you know he would have an attitude.
I'll tell you what, I am gonna stick my arrow in this spot right here. Yeah, I'm gonna leave that. But I'm gonna stick my arrow also right here.
I marked the last location in my hunting app before heading out of the woods for the afternoon.
You know I don't have a signal up here. I'm gonna go up front so Larry can call me.
Okay. Here's your sandwich.
Cool, cool.
Take a.
That should be good.
That's good.
Yeah.
Take the first little slice. I don't want to touch yours.
Oh, you
The first
good.
slice. Yeah.
Cool. Thank you.
Mhm. I heard them tummy grumbles.
You heard it?
I heard them. I heard them. Okay, guys. So we had to do the unfavorable. We had to call it off for a little bit because we ended up running into another hunter's zone. So it's about 2 o'clock now. We took a break. Started around 12:30 or so. Went to go grab a bite to eat, resting up a little bit, and yeah, just gonna go back in there and go where we last left off. As you can see, left my scarf at the last blood trail as well as an arrow, so I could pick up where I left off, and hopefully the deer will be at the end of that blood trail. I'm trying to replay it in my mind to see where I got that shot. And I'm seeing probably front shoulder. I don't know. Like I said, it all happened so fast, but I do know that I hit somewhere up in the upper body, but not above the shoulder. There was blood. At some points, there was a lot of blood, and then it started to thin out again. What I'm thinking is possibly it hit an artery. I have had that before, to where I'll have a little bit of blood and then a lot of blood and a little bit of blood, and it just goes back and forth. So I mean, worst case scenario is, hey, you don't find it. And well, that's kind of the natural way of things. Another animal will make use of the body. Nothing in nature goes to waste. It will benefit another animal, whether it be a coyote or a vulture or any other animal like that. I just hate that it had to happen, especially for my first deer this season. Um, but it's not over. It's not over yet, so fingers crossed. So it's going on 4 o'clock, and I'm back in the stand. Had to call it off because, well, hey, it is what it is. It's a hard pill to swallow, and I am not the type to just abandon it if I can't find the deer the first couple of 100 yards, and then just assume that I made a bad shot. No, I like to relentlessly pursue my game, and the fact that I can't do that, it just eats me up. But I mean, it is probably safe to assume that I made a bad shot, and it happens. I get it. But the blood, it was drying up pretty quick in the cold, and on top of that, it wasn't much to start off with. I found just a speck starting off, and yeah, that was amazing that I even found that much. And then we got on the trail from there, but that even took a little while before she started to bleed out. So I don't think that I hit any major artery or anything like that. But like I said, it all happened so fast, and it's kind of hard to tell. But yeah, but I'm in a good spot. In a good spot. So sitting here, I had 4 arrows this morning, and now I only have one. One in the deer. I stuck one in the ground to mark the last blood trail, and then got all the way back to the truck and realized I lost one. So there's the lucky one that's gonna probably get me a big one this afternoon. But like I say, still have the rifle right here. Not a big gun person, but man, I need some meat. I need the meat. Well, let me sit here and see what else God bring my way.
Nothing else happened for the rest of the hunt, and we headed back to civilization licking our wounds. Days turned to weeks, until almost a month later, we got back out there. This time, hoping for a much more satisfying outcome.
Okay, clan. So it's a month later, and back at the same spot where I made a bad shot on that doe, and some action just happened, but I was unable to get it on camera. I'm always having technical difficulties. I think it's just this spot. Like, what's happening? It's this spot. Because last time it was with my GoPro, and now this time it's with this camera. Because my memory card don't work. Hey. But anyway, so let this be a lesson though. Always carry an extra memory card, if not batteries. But yeah, I'm hunting with Myron again, and Myron got him some action today. Buck, little small buck, whatever. We out for the meat today. Come walking over, and he was about 30 yards. He started from the direction over there. Okay, started from the direction over there, and Myron is set up somewhere around there, and he comes this way, and he's about 30 yards where you see that orange ribbon on the tree. And I was still fumbling with this camera right here and trying to stand up and make a good shot and whatever else. And then next thing I know, it was like boom, and I was like, whoa. So I was like, I didn't think he was gonna take that because it was a spike. But I mean, he was for real, whatever. So that was our little deal today. Whatever steps out, he get it long range if I can't get it short range. And yeah, we just split it down the middle. So 8 o'clock in the morning, it's wet out here. It's not that cold, but we did have some rain in the forecast. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So I don't think anybody or anything is going to walk this way for the next couple of hours. So we might go to another spot. I don't know, because I still got to fill my freezer. And it's like 3 days left in gun season. So yeah, we're trying to get it in, and I have yet myself to really make a kill. So we're gonna probably stick out the whole day, go and take care of this one, and see what else happens. I don't know. I'm gonna check with him, and we just wing it.
Shortly after daybreak, I see a deer walking towards me in the distance. Thankfully, this time, I cut the GoPro on to record what my camcorder couldn't. Every time I pressed record, a message kept appearing to check my memory card. There is a card correctly in it. I wasn't out of memory, and it had been formatted prior to the hunt. Unsure of what more I could do, I set up for the kill shot as the deer came within a comfortable range. He was young, but he was meat that I desperately needed.
That settles that.
We wait out a couple of hours until it was time to get on the trail.
Well, 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 mighty hunter. Say what? I know. Is that fur? You disintegrated him. That's what you did. Wow. That's crazy. What caliber is that?
270.
Oh, shoot. You can see where he dug in right there. Oh, yeah, he's not going to be far. It's kind of like my instinct is telling me he went that way. Like into one of those. Huh?
I see.
You see him? So I knew he couldn't go too far. That's crazy, because I don't see any more blood. Oh, here's some more blood. Yeah, there he is. He was a trooper.
Yeah.
Hold up. I think he's done. Yeah.
Look at all the blood.
He painted that. He slowed down, tried to make it. I found this. That was your shot. You get to touch him first.
Oh my God.
He was a spike.
He's a buck?
Yeah, it's a buck.
I thought it was a doe, but look at all his guts hanging out the other side.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw it through the camera and it was a buck. That's why I didn't know if you were going to take the shot, because it was a little spike. Yeah. Yeah, he good. He's done. Oh, wow. And what's hanging out? Let me see. Whoa, you destroyed that. Oh my gosh. You destroyed that. Darn it, you messed up the hide.
I didn't know we did it like that.
This is why I hunt with a bow.
Wow, I didn't know it was going to be like that.
Well,
How do
it
you
got the job done, so
Take the bullets out of this thing. How do you explain it?
you don't. You just show it.
Damn.
But all joking aside, you know, I usually do something called a release prayer for this animal. It had just as much purpose in life as it did death, and that's not to be taken for granted. So it's one of the most important parts of my hunt. And it goes a little bit something like this. Go peacefully now. Your death would not be in vain. Your gift is appreciated. May your spirit live on and body stay behind to nourish mine as I may continue the wheel of life.
What a beautiful animal.
Yeah. Yeah, good job.
I've never seen this before. That kind of damage?
Yeah.
Wow.
All right, well. And he kind of was a button. It didn't have an antler on this side. Didn't quite come up. And he got one little spike right there. So pretty unique.
If this triggers you, now is the time to ask yourself, why? Have the spoils of the modern world corrupted our relationship with the untamed world so much that sites like these are viewed as unethical or cruel? Most have either forgotten or never learned what it truly means to live, holding a cherry-picked perception of what nature is. This is nature, a godly design that is both kind and cruel, in all its grace and all its rage. No matter the method, something has to die for something else to live. An eternal system that pertains to both man and beast, we all have a place in this age-old cycle.
I found my arrows.
Though I'm still triggered that we never gained closure as to what happened to that doe. I can only hope that she was strong enough to survive somehow. If so, as a good friend put it, she earned her Thug Life badge.
We're here at the Bass Pro Shop right now, Macon, Georgia. I actually never been to this one. I mean, you've seen one, you've seen them all, but whatever. Still, we're just winding down right now, doing a little walk around shopping. I have to get back, quarter out that deer. Yes, I process my own meat, my own everything, but hey, I won't be able to do a video like that because it's going to be getting night soon. But today was a very successful day. I'm very pleased with how everything turned out, and I did not expect to find my arrows. Though that was like, I mean, I found two of them. Like one is still in the deer somewhere, if the deer is still alive. But hey, you know, I'm grateful. I really couldn't have asked for a better turnout today. But that's it for this video. To this trial and error. Like, man, if I have to recap, I would say definitely bring an extra memory card, make sure your bow is sighted in, and if you like the video, like, subscribe, hit that bell icon, more notifications, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Stay wild, people.